Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me again on yet another virus video. I just want to preface this video by saying Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and I had so much trouble finding a great holiday themed virus for this video that I have just decided to run a whole bunch of different memorable viruses from my past on this channel just to see if we can get some cool combinations or anything else that might be awesome to happen. So I have not tested any of these together before. This is going to be ad-libbed. It's not scripted, not pre-recorded. Me running this stuff is going to be the first time that either of us see the payloads happen as they happen. So first, but certainly not least, is one of my favorite classic viruses called Cascade. Now this is actually just a simulator that intends to scare the user, kind of like an MS-DOS prank. So you run it on your coworker's PC, they go away for lunch, they come back, and all of a sudden the letters start dropping. They think they're infected with Cascade, but in reality it's just you, the hilarious jokester, playing an awesome prank that will probably get you fired. Or maybe not. This was the 90s and times were different. So anyway, Cascade, as you may or may not know, will cause these letters to slowly drop to the bottom of the screen with a nice clicking sound on the PC speaker. It's quite soft, but very satisfying. And Cascade really encapsulates, to me, the very essence of what a virus is and what comes to your mind when you think of a computer virus. So there you go. When you think of a computer virus, you see something like this in your imagination. Letters falling all over the screen, things going horribly wrong, computers not acting like they should. And for whatever reason, the first time this always runs, it always just drops a few letters. But now every time thereafter, this should drop all the letters. So I don't want to spoil the surprise. I'm going to just do a directory listing on the DOS directory and get back into it. So now we're going to run one that I have not run in about 13 years. This was a very quick, very old video of mine called Death Head. And from what I remember, you run it and you get this cool skull pop-up. Hey, would you look at that? It works. So Death's Head virus, abandon hope, all ye who contract me. Now this is in regular text mode, so I'm hoping we will see this skull start dropping. But we're just going to have to wait for Cascade to do its thing. At the very least, the letters should fall. There we go. Alright, so we got HS he deet ad. I'm liking the bottom. Ab woo contract el me ye. Well said. I really was kind of hoping that the graphical characters would fall too, but I'm guessing Cascade only targets actual text to do the effect, which is somewhat disappointing, but that's still kind of funny. Alright, next I've got a simulator of the crash virus. Now this causes garbage characters all over the screen, and it uses these same kind of ANSI graphical text characters behind them as borders, so I'm assuming this will probably not be affected by Cascade. But I'm going to let it sit for a bit and just see if we can get a rainbow vomit mess to drop to a heap on the bottom of the screen. Yeah, I've waited for a while. It's looking like Crash is pretty immune to Cascade's tricks, so luckily this is a simulator. I can just hit escape and get out of it. Ooh, that's pretty. If I wait here for just a bit, will some of these start dropping? At least the ones on the bottom? Oh, hey. So some text did drop, but not quite as cool as I was hoping it to be. Oh, nice. Now we're operating DOS with a blue background. Alright, cool. Let's keep it. So things are going pretty well. Things are looking up. I've got a live virus copy of the ambulance virus here. So ambulance, if you don't know, was a very widespread virus in the late 80s, early 90s, which periodically would cause an ambulance graphical effect accompanied with the siren on your PC speaker to go across the bottom of the screen. So I'm going to start running files. Graphics. Now there should be 19,742 bytes. Still is, so hey, that's good. We'll run a few. Oh. Okay, I can't run any files while Cascade is dropping, so I'm just gonna let that go. I think it would be beneficial for the overall length of this video to limit the amount of characters on the screen anytime Cascade decides to activate. Okay, so now we're back. We can still run files just fine. So I'm going to move along. I want to try Death Head one more time, just to see if it comes up on the blue background. Ooh, now we have the blue Death Head. That's pretty cool. Alright, so I should probably run at least one Christmas-themed virus today. So we're going to change the date to today. Today is not the 15th. There we go. And we will run Vienna, the Christmas variant. So we see Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year for all my lovely friends from Father Christmas. Part of me wishes I had edited this to say from danooct1, but I'm not that clever, and like I said, this was a last minute thrown together thing, and here we go. My Christmas message is raining. We'll see just how far this goes. It kind of maintained the overall shape. Looks like the trees on the left and right were left out too long and all their needles fell off, but other than that, the middle tree sort of held up. Marap Yov Mitwer. This virus really is speaking to me now. For Father for Christmas ends. Couldn't have said it better myself. Alright, next up is a virus I have not looked at in a long time. This is Walker. Now I'm probably going to have to censor what comes up first, just because it's like 8-bit pornography, and I'm not going to take any chances with YouTube. Yeah, I remember this. Yeah, I should probably get rid of that. So Sarah's groove. I'm going to let you speculate as to what the groove might be. Do a directory listing, get that off the screen. Oh no. Come on, Cascade. Okay. That was a pretty neat directory listing. It all just kind of stacked up on top of each other. And we should see periodically the walking guy. There he is. He blends into this blue background. He's being sneaky today. Looking good, man. It's been a while. Alright, I got one more. This will probably hang the machine, but it needs to be April 15th. Bonus points to you if you can... Get out of here. If you can guess what virus this might be. It is... Old Pal Casino, which activates on April 15th, along with a couple other dates. So, really? Get out of here. I'm playing a game for my data. Oh no. I was just about to read the instructions, but I guess now they're kind of the destructions. So the gist of Casino is you're playing a game of jackpot, a slot machine game, for your data. It's supposed to copy the file allocation table into RAM, and then it trashes it. If you win this slot machine game, it replaces it. If you lose, which usually happens, it's supposed to delete it forever and freeze the machine. for whatever reason, from what I've seen, is that this virus, even if you lose, doesn't actually delete anything. Might just be my copy being a little buggy, but at any rate, not too dangerous, at least in its current state. Although now it's not looking too good. I don't think the walking guy can interrupt the Cascade payload, otherwise I think he would. Alright, now with totally unreadable instructions, I need to try and beat this game. So we're spinning, and we didn't win. I can't remember which symbols we need to win. Hey, I'm playing a game for my data. Get out of here. Last try, I see a 1. 0. Oh, I won! Holy crap, I've never won the casino virus before. So I'm lucky this time, but for my own sake, switch off the computer and don't turn it on till tomorrow. Because if you restart and turn it on again, anything you run will just activate the virus payload again, because it's the same day. So Casino kindly reminds you if you win, well, not very kindly, that you should wait till the next day so that the date triggered payload no longer takes effect. And I believe the computer is now frozen. I'm not seeing the letters falling. I'm not seeing the walking guy anymore. If I hit enter a bunch of times, it will probably start yelling. Okay, never mind. So since that text deleted the bottom of the slot machine windows, it was able to grab those characters and just drop them out of there. Are we going to see the walking guy? Yeah, this computer is frozen now. Yeah, it's not happy with me. So we're going to restart, listen to the seek test, and wrap this up. I accidentally left the disk in the drive, so it was kind of muffled. But don't worry, we'll be restarting again. We'll get a much better seek test. So this is the program I used to make DOS run in 60 Hertz. Still good. That's awesome. Let's run graphics just to be sure. We're attempting to at least see ambulance. It would be nice. So we're going to run Cascade again, and we're going to give it a bit. And while we wait, well, how about we run Crash and see if we can get another cool DOS color. Alright, here comes Crash, and we will get out of it. Okay, what color did we get? Ooh, we got blue text. Let's try it again. I really like that background color we had. And now. Ooh. Now we've got bright blue. Doesn't show up very blue on the camera. Alright, I adjusted it a bit, so maybe you can see the blue just a little bit more clearly. Cascade activated while I was away. And we're going to move right ahead now to April 29th. Now, if you can guess what this virus is, you get major bonus points, because I haven't even mentioned this in a long time, but this is the Issaquah virus. And April 29th is good because... No, not because Cascade activates. Come on. I swear, these viruses wait until the most inopportune time to mess with me. Well, in a minute or so, maybe we'll actually see what happens. That's not the Issaquah virus. And the computer's completely frozen, so I'm going to restart again. There we go. There's a good seek test. I think I just did a directory listing on that virus directory too. Oh well. So we're going to try it one more time. Well, I want Cascade there too. So I'm going to run Cascade. And we're going to try it one more time. No! Get out of here! Ugh. Alright. Let's reset. I'm going to copy over a fresh copy. We'll be right back. Alright, we got a fresh copy. We're running Cascade. Now we're going to run the virus from here. There we go. Now this is not in 80 column text mode. This is in graphical mode, 40 columns. So I'm going to assume Cascade will not affect these letters. I believe it has to be in regular 80 column text mode for Cascade to activate. But it would be pretty neat. But this virus is quite fitting. A nice snowfall for a Christmas virus. It is very cold today. I'm actually recording this on Thursday evening, Thursday the 22nd. And here in the United States, we've had a huge cold front move through. Here in North Texas, we've reached about 5 degrees outside, with wind chills well below 0. So a nice cold virus is in order. And if you've got similar temperatures, or colder, or way warmer, feel free to share them in the comments while we enjoy the snow. Fun fact, many years ago when I had a lot more free time on my hands, I actually did let this virus run for several hours just to see what happens. Eventually, almost all the pixels on the screen do fill up with the white snow. There's just a few spots where it can't reach that remain with the black MS-DOS pixels, but eventually your entire screen does turn white, except for the text in the very bottom. But we don't have that much time, and I know y'all don't want to sit here watching this for that long. So I'm going to restart, do one more seek test, and we're going to check out one more virus, which should hopefully destroy the operating system, so we can finish this video. Alright, now this virus activates in January, so let's set the date. I don't remember if it needs a specific day or what, but this is Ghost 2. Ghost 2. Thank you. Alright, we're going to hit enter, and hopefully we do not see the death head pop up. No! Come on! Alright. We're going to copy that one over too. Well, that was a different sound. I believe Issaquah is actually a boot virus when you're on MS-DOS 6 or lower. It's a really interesting one. I know I didn't cover it this in depth on my last video, but if you're on MS-DOS 6 or below, like 5 or 4, then it's a file infector as well as a boot sector infector. However, if you run it on MS-DOS 7, which is DOS which underlies Windows 95 and 98, it does not infect the boot sector. You may or may not have seen this, but Windows 95 and 98 actually have a warning message that pops up if anything alters the boot sector, which warns you that you should probably scan for viruses, alerts you that there might be a problem, so clearly the virus author wanted to avoid any sort of hint that you were infected with the Issaquah virus. But enough of my rambling. Let's get Ghost 2 running. No. There we go. And let's run this one. Hey, it works. So Happy New Year! Ghost 1.0 is terminating its work now. Please wait. Write down this number and pray for your data rescue. Now, it does not matter if you write down that number or not, because this virus does not care. It just immediately trashes the drive. There's no recovery. This number is meaningless and random. And you're pretty much screwed. I've never tested to see how far the snow piles up on this virus, but maybe that's worth checking out at a later date. But for now, we're going to restart. That hard disk has been chugging along. Let's see what happens. Make sure the disk is out. Oh hey, it still boots. I could have sworn that Ghost 2 trashed the hard disk, or maybe it's one of those that's supposed to trash it, but it ends up not trashing it. Well, it looks like it's trashed because we're not booting. We're frozen. Yep. Computer's mad at me. So it looks like Ghost 2 did indeed successfully trash your hard drive. From the looks of things, maybe your data is recoverable, but in this case, it most certainly is not. So thank you very much for joining me for this special danooct1 Christmas virus compilation video, even though only one of the viruses had anything to do with Christmas. But we don't need to worry about that. All that matters is that we're here together enjoying computer viruses, and it means so much to me that all of you continue to watch, comment your support, and stick around, even though it's been... How long has it been? Over 14 years since I've started making virus videos. And this channel's come a long way, but at the same time, it's still stayed true to its mission, which is just to document and record malware in action. So again, I thank you for sticking around. It means a lot to me. Your comments of support telling me that I've inspired you to get into careers in cybersecurity, or to pursue careers in IT, or just opened up your interest in this sort of computing realm is honestly mind-blowing to me. And I can't believe that these silly virus demonstrations I started as a senior in high school have had this much of an impact globally. So again, thank you. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Thank you very much for watching. Take care.